Plus, it's enough to bring your summer road trip to a screeching halt.
I don't use a public bathroom unless I absolutely have to.
But what do you do when you have to? The gloves go on when we clean up America for your next pit stop.
The Crusaders will return in a moment, so you please stay with us.
Later.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
What do you do when the one place you have to be is the one place you can't stand?
Hold it.
The Crusaders will return in just a moment.
Next.
Well, come on, you be the judge. Tell me what this is.
Dirty bathrooms.
To me, this looks clean.
Some people just don't seem to care.
I'm thinking they're not paying me enough to do this.
When the Crusaders return.
Have you been in there lately?
No. To me, this looks clean because after the weekend, this is really going to be bad.
There's only one word for the state of America's public bathrooms: disgusting. And this scourge is hardly limited to the interstate. Let's take the kids to Venice Beach, California, where only a few yards away from the beautiful people is a frightening little shop of horrors. It's called the men's room. Surely the women's room must be better. Ugh. Something is very wrong, and we're not the only ones who've noticed.
How bad are some of these bathrooms?
Terrible.
It's a horrible thing.
I don't...
Talk about dirty politics. In Philadelphia, Mayor Ed Rendell was so grossed out, he cleaned the City Hall toilets himself.
I figured the mayor had to do the most onerous chore himself, and that was bathrooms, toilets, things like that.
The reality is most bathrooms are not regulated by the health department unless food is sold. So what's the use, says Robert Gooch, an Arizona County health official.
For me to go out and tell them to clean up their restrooms is probably has about as much weight as somebody traveling through going out and telling them to clean up their restrooms.
And that means basically you're on your own, and that's pretty scary. In our survey of more than 100 bathrooms across the country, we found some outrageous trends. First, say goodbye to the women's room. More than half the gas stations we went to have gotten rid of them. And where did all those women's rooms go? Why, they've become storage rooms and private employee bathrooms. Some are just plain out of order. All of this can be a touchy subject, as we found out in Cinnaminson, New Jersey.
Check this out. Do you call this clean? Come on out. Do you call it clean, though? Come on out.
Now, the last thing we want to do is leave you with the impression the service station dealers and the Parks and Recreation departments are the only ones to blame here. The truth is, plenty of restaurants. John Q. Citizen, the public here is equally to blame.
So, a good suggestion to people hitting the interstate with their families this summer? Hold it.
Frustrated by our survey of public restrooms, we decided to take our gripes to the executive director of the Service Station Dealers of America, Roy Littlefield. The association represents 20,000 gas stations nationwide.
The people who go in them at night, in the cities especially, and they're going in for drugs, they're going in for crimes, they're going in for a lot of different reasons, and it's a very, very difficult situation for a small businessman who's trying to provide a service for customers.
At the very least, don't you think they should have paper towels and toilet paper?
Yes.
We not only wanted the issue addressed in the association's monthly newsletter, we asked for the opportunity to address dealers at their next convention. They agreed. In fact, they went further to tidy up America's toilets. And remember that bathroom in Venice Beach, California? Well, we asked the Parks and Recreation Department to do something about it. They told us they'd clean it up. In fact, they said they'd paint it and install signs. We couldn't resist the opportunity to put up or shut up on this virtual potty gate. So we offered to clean this mobile station in Rahway, New Jersey.
Look at that. Oh. And I'll tell you what, I do windows too. Boy. You know, I'm thinking they're not paying me enough to do this. What do you think? It doesn't get any better than that.
Very good.
Yes, sirree.
Thousands of miles later, our tour ended in the Grand Canyon, which rated well. Still, we felt it was our obligation to pass on that cleaning spirit to another family strapped to the interstate.
Everybody, you want us to clean up America?
No, I'm just saying, you know, just in case, we might clean it up.
You're going to clean it up?
You clean up America, would you please? Thank you very much. Okay, laugh if you want, but those of you with a 4-year-old out there aren't laughing, so let's get real. It's also the public that helped mess up those restrooms. So if you see a dirty bathroom, talk to the gas station owner, or the Parks and Rec department, or write the oil company, or do like we did and clean it yourself.
Okay, Mark. Here's what's coming up next week on the Crusaders.
On the next Crusaders, domestic violence. It happens once every 15 seconds.
911 emergency.
Can you get someone over here now?
But if you think the abuser will get what he deserves, you're in for a shock.
And when I came back with the police, they said get a restraining order, or I stayed there and tried to endure it.
Our crusade to find out why the system fails. And everybody talks about fighting crime, but these men and women are doing something about it.
Everybody's hands up now!
For free.
Some people might say we're a little crazy, but we get the job done.
The Crusaders, making a difference for you.
Travel arranged through Continental. One airline can make a difference. One pass lets you earn free travel faster than any other airline. That's the difference on Continental.
Thanks for being with us. And remember, we all have the power to make a contribution, to make a difference.
We promise to continue our crusade. We hope you'll join us.